Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the awesome comments, sharing the videos, doing all the things. And a special shout out to my patrons. You guys are awesome. Getting ready for my first awesome giveaway there, and it's a lot of fun. If you guys want to check it out, link in the description. Other than that, so we talk about a lot of things when it comes to prepping. There's so much to talk about, so much to think about, so much to do, right? Yes. So let's go back to basics for a little bit. And this isn't prepping, this is like survival, wilderness survival. David Canterbury, well-known survivalist, right? He's one of those men that might be able to pull off lone wolf for a period of time. But he came up with this 10 C's of survival, right? You guys have probably all heard it. So I'm going to cover his 10 C's, maybe add a couple, because I think there's a couple more things that are needed. But anyway, and this is his verbiage. I would word them a little bit differently, but this is his verbiage. So first one is cutting tool. What do you mean? If we're talking knife, we're talking anything from, folding knife to a fixed blade knife. Knife, though, pretty much. You might be able to get away with like a tomahawk if the blade is sharp and you can use it as a knife, but pretty much a knife. That's pretty much what that means. Combustion device, right? We got to have heat, cook food, boil water, stuff like that. So what are you talking about? You're talking about a lighter. Keep it simple, stupid. Even with those like butane torches, you could use one of those. Matches, strike anywhere matches, all-weather matches, anything like that. What else? Ferro rod and striker. Those are pretty much the devices that you would use for starting a fire. There are other methods, of course, bow and drill, canoe method, but those aren't combustion devices. So anyway, that's his combustion devices. Cover, shelter, right? I mean, it's 10 C's because, you know what I mean. Tent, tarp, those kind of things. Poncho, emergency blanket, anything like that will give you shelter or cover. And this is like what you bring with you, not like making an improvised shelter. You can do that also, but if you already have a tarp, you could set up the tarp and then cover it with insulation and stuff like that to help out. Anyway, that's what we're getting at. Container. What do you need a container for? Well, water. You got to carry water, right? You got to be able to collect water and carry it with you. So container for water. Preferably a metal container because then you can also boil, cook with it, and do those kind of things. But we're talking about water bottle, canteen, hydration bladder, a soda bottle, anything like that. A little camp kit with a pot or something like that if you had to. Although there's a lot of really good metal water bottles out there that you could cook with. Cordage, rope, right? 550 cord or any other kind of rope. Synthetic rope, natural rope, hemp rope, whatever. I like 550 cord because it's strong enough to do anything. It is very versatile. It doesn't take up a bunch of space. And also heavier ropes, they're not as useful. Whereas 550 cord you can pretty much use for anything, or you can double, triple it up and you can braid it into a heavier style rope if you need to. But 550 cordage. His next one, cotton bandana. I don't even think I would throw that in the 10 C's. I don't feel that that's that important. But what I would say is Shemog. Those big Middle Eastern, wraps you can use as a scarf, you can use it as a head scarf, you can use it as a sling, you can use it as a pre-filter for water, you can roll it up and use it as a pillow, you can string it over you to shelter from the sun. There's so many different ways that you can use a Shemog or a cotton bandana. But this is his 10 C's, not mine. But yeah, Shemog, sure. I guess because it has so many uses, I guess I might include that. Compass. There's nothing more to say than that. Lensatic compass, map compass. Some things that are really good, what you want in a compass, make sure you get the one with the mirror. Because you can use it as a signaling device also if you need to. Signaling your buddies, signaling for help, whatever it may be. But yeah, compass is very important. And what comes along with that? Well, you got to have a map, right? Because you won't know what is a compass good without a map. Yeah, you'll be able to know what direction is north. So if directly north of you is safety or a road or whatever it is, if you're lost, well, then yeah, great. But if not, you need a map to go along with it. Same with combustion device. You need some kind of tinder. A lot of it's easy to go along with it. Dryer lint, fat wood, shavings, char cloth, different things like that. But anyway, let's go on. Candlelight. So what does he mean? Candles? No, he's talking flashlights. He just had to come up with a C. Flashlights, lanterns, headlamps. Headlamps are awesome because hands-free, right? You keep them right there on your head. Maybe they don't have the distance of a flashlight or the power of a flashlight, but really, for preparedness, you're really looking around here what's next to you. And headlamps are awesome. I love them. I don't use them as much as I should because I forget about them. I just grab a flashlight and go. But headlamps are so useful. Work on your vehicle out at night, trying to start a fire at night, whatever you're doing. It's hands-free. It's awesome. I love headlamps. Canvas needles. Heavy-duty needles is what he's getting at. I don't know if I would throw that in my top 10 either, but I get where he's coming from because you can sew animal hides together to create fabric. You can repair your clothing with it. In a pinch, you can use it for suturing. You can bend it and make a fish hook out of it. You can attach it to some kind of little spear for like, if you have a couple of them, for like frog gigging or small like snakes or something like that you want to kill. Yeah, so it has some uses. I'll give him that. Cargo tape. Duct tape, right? Duct tape has so many uses, and don't go cheap on it. Duct tape is worth spending the money on because the more expensive stuff, the higher quality stuff is thicker, stronger, and more sticky. So it'll do you better. Don't go dollar store duct tape. It's just not worth it. It's not that expensive anyway. Good quality duct tape. You can use it to fix. You can wrap your boots in it, fix your boots. You can patch a hole in a tent, a tarp, whatever. You can lash stuff together. You can you can help it. You can use it to build a shelter with. There's so many uses for duct tape. Yeah, I get it. It's definitely on the top 10. So those are his top 10. So what else would I throw in? Clothing. Appropriate clothing like this. See, this is a fleece flannel. This is a long sleeve moisture wicking thing with another moisture wicking shirt underneath. Fleece beanie because I'm out here in the snow, right? It's like 30 degrees. It's not super cold, but layering for warmth. I've talked about that recently. So proper clothing, a good a good shell that's outer shell that is light, waterproof, break up the wind, and all those kind of things. And then layering underneath it, wools, fleeces, grid fleeces, those kind of things. And moisture wicking is your base layer, not cotton. Number 12, I'll throw in calories. Because if you're going to be in a situation where you may end up in a survival situation, aka out in the woods, you should have some food with you. You should have like some rations. I did that taste test of the rations, the Grizzly rations, the SOS rations, Daytrex rations, something like that, and or MREs, and or some peanut butter pouches, some nuts, anything like that. Just something to eat. You should have some on you anyway. Because if you end up in a situation where you're stuck, you're stranded, and you got to survive, you can make that food stretch. But you have food. So those are my 10 plus 2 things for the 10 C's of survival. Sometimes we've got to get back to basics, and I get it. It's not prepping per se, but survivalism, bushcraft, wilderness survival are very, very vital to us as preppers. If we're ever in a long-term situation and we got to get out and like patrol, forage, do exploration parties, stuff like that. It's good to know these kind of things because we might end up outdoors. So I love you guys, and I thank you very much for being here. Prep a little every day. Make sure you're prepping a little every day. Fitness, that should be, if there was a C for fitness, maybe cardiovascular fitness I could throw in there as a 13. Actually, that would definitely make my top 10, would be fitness. Because if you're not fit, you're going to be screwed in a survival situation. And I'm not saying, 3% body fat. If you have a little extra on you, you may actually survive longer. I get it. I'm not saying that. Fitness, being able to do the things, carry weight, walk long distances, those kind of things. But anyway, I love you guys and blessings to you and yours.